Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Evi Handayani. I'm from F class and today I will review the material from group 6 about monitoring and assessment. So from the paper of 6th group I get several points. The first is definition of monitoring. What is monitoring? I think monitoring is an effort to collect information on an ongoing basis aimed to providing information to program managers in the interest of early indirection of progress and lack of program implementation in order to improve program objective. Because the focus of the monitoring, I think, based on the implementation and not based on the result. Besides that, monitoring can use to re-examine the strategy of implementing activities or programs in education unit as previously planned, after and comparison with the reality on the ground, finding problems related to the implementation on the program or agenda of activities in the education unit, and can find out factors supporting and inhibiting factors in the implementation of the education unit program or activities. So the result of monitoring will be used to provide guidance in the form of the input or feedback for improving the implementation of the program. And the main purpose of monitoring is to make sure that the learners will get the most benefits from the course. And besides that, the main purpose of monitoring in an education provider is to present information about the implementation of a program or activities or feedback for those implementing the activities. For example, in the academic section, it can be used to oversee the use and distribution of textbook and so on. Okay, next I will explain about assessment. What is assessment? So I think assessment is the process to obtaining data or information from the learning process and also providing feedback to the teacher or student. Thus, the assessment process is carried out aiming to find out how far the presentation of learning from the student. Next, I will explain about kind of assessment. So, assessment have the several kind. The first is placement assessment. What is placement assessment? I think placement assessment used to decide what level of the course a learner should enter or join. So, I think placement is very important. Because with placement, students can feel relaxed and enjoy so they can fast and receive the material. The second is observation of learning. What is observation of learning? I think in this part can use to know the activity of learning, like how learning in the class, what is that learn, and what is the goals of the activities, and what is the material that needed in the learning. So I think observation of learning is the assessment that occur during a process of learning in the class. And the third, there are short-term achievement assessment. I think in this part used to know what the student progress in the learning. Maybe the teacher can make a simple test to know the understanding from the student about the material, so students can motivated if they get high score or low score. Number 4, there are diagnostic assessment. What is diagnostic assessment? I think the same with short-term achievement assessment can be to help learners set personal goals for a course so we know what is the competence of student, for example, reading text or good in spoken performance. Number 5, there are achievement assessment. What is achievement assessment? I think in this part used during a course, and I think this part focus on small area. Maybe the teacher can do the test based on one material for the knowledge of student. And for the sixth, there are proficiency assessment. What is proficiency assessment? I think this is assessment focused on the large area. I mean the test can do based on the student's knowledge. So I think in this part is very common because students can based on their knowledge. Okay, I think that's all review from the paper of Group 6. Thank you for your attention. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.